Retirement is supposed to be the finish line, but what if crossing it too fast is actually the thing that kills you? Studies show that people who retire completely and abruptly are up to 40% more likely to suffer depression, cognitive decline, and yes, even early death than those who ease into it. So why does everyone treat full retirement like the ultimate goal? Like you finally won the game of life by doing absolutely nothing? The truth hiding underneath all those congratulations on your retirement balloons is that the human brain wasn't built for a permanent vacation. Think of your working life like a river. It has current, direction, momentum, and purpose. And full retirement, for many people, is the moment someone builds a dam. The water doesn't disappear, it just stagnates. And stagnant water, as we all know, is where things start to die. Now contrast that with the image we've all been sold. The couple on the beach, cocktails in hand, not a care in the world, living off their nest egg like a fairy tale with a really good financial advisor. That fantasy is real for some people. But for a shocking number of retirees, month 3 looks less like Cancun and more like an existential crisis in a bathrobe at 2 in the afternoon. The psychological research here is actually kind of brutal, Doctor. Kenneth Schultz, a behavioral economist at the University of California, found that identity loss after retirement is one of the most underreported mental health triggers in adults over 60. You spent 30 or 40 years being the manager or the nurse or the engineer, and suddenly you're just Dave. Here's where the historical pattern gets interesting. Because we've watched this cycle repeat across generations. Our grandparents worked until they dropped, our parents chased the gold watch, and now we're the generation quietly questioning whether the gold watch was ever the point. Every generation thinks their version of retirement is the evolved one, and every generation has a few cautionary tales that prove otherwise. Part-time work in retirement isn't a consolation prize. It's actually one of the most well-documented longevity hacks we have, and the data on this goes back decades. The Japanese concept of ikigai, or reason for being, isn't just a wellness trend. It's a framework that's consistently correlated with longer, healthier, more meaningful lives in cultures that never fully disengage from contribution. Now let's kill the biggest misconception before it kills your retirement plan. Working part-time does not mean you failed at saving, and it doesn't mean you're one bad month away from poverty. For many retirees, a 12 or 15-hour work week isn't about survival. It's about structure, stimulation, and frankly, staying sharp enough to actually enjoy the money they saved. The practical lesson from people who've navigated this well is almost embarrassingly simple. Don't go from 100 to 0, go from 100 to 40, then maybe to 20, and let your nervous system catch up with your calendar. The retirees who report the highest life satisfaction aren't the ones who stopped entirely or the ones who never stopped. They're the ones who designed a deliberate, intentional transition. The financial upside is also worth saying out loud, because even a small part-time income, say $20,000 or $25,000 a year, dramatically reduces the withdrawal pressure on your retirement accounts and can extend the life of your portfolio by years. That means your savings compound longer, your sequence of returns risk drops, and you sleep better at night, which at this point in the conversation feels like a theme. The irony that nobody talks about is that the people most financially prepared to retire completely are often the ones least emotionally prepared to do so, because high achievers, by definition, derive enormous meaning from achievement. So the very discipline that built the nest egg is the same personality trait that makes sitting on it feel unbearable. The philosophical takeaway here isn't complicated, even if the emotions around it are. The goal was never to stop. The goal was to have the freedom to choose what you do next. Discipline, intentionality, and honest self-awareness about who you are, not just what you've saved, are what separate a great retirement from a really expensive midlife crisis with better golf. If you're approaching retirement or already in it, the honest question to sit with isn't, can I afford to stop working? It's, who am I when I'm not working, and am I genuinely excited about that person? And if the answer to that second part makes you a little uncomfortable, that discomfort is the data. Whatever you decide, full stop, slow, fade, or reinvention through part-time purpose, just make sure it's a decision you made with clear eyes and not one the culture made for you, because balloons and a Hallmark card said it was time. And if you want help thinking through the financial side of that decision, whether it's real estate investing, home contracting, work, or finding the right lenders to make your next chapter possible, check out our links in the description below.